woken up.
Oh, hello there, yes. Just thought I'd do number 2 in this series of Big Lies. And the big lie, I'm probably going to come back to this one actually, but the big lie today is that certain types of racism are more important than others, shall we say. And we were told at the beginning of the year that a government report strongly suggests that there was no such thing as institutional racism in the UK, and everyone went hooray for that. And then magically, as the years gone by, we transpires that certain types of racism are alive and well and all over the place. And we arrived perhaps inevitably at the news today that the Simon Wiesenthal Centre, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, which is named after the famous sort of Nazi hunter, one might say, has declared that the BBC is number 3 on its list of anti-Semitic organisations. Which is a bit odd to come in behind Hamas and in front of any form of neo-Nazi group. It's a bit odd that, really, isn't it? Yes. Because we are often told that there are, realistically, hierarchies of racism, and we need to be very, very concerned about racism against certain groups of people, and we can just safely ignore it against others, which is where the big lie comes in, because racism is abhorrent no matter where it comes from. However, we have now reached a situation in the UK where mentioning any form of criticism against Israel is considered to be anti-Semitic. So, de facto, we arrive at this situation, ludicrous as it is, whereby the UK's independent broadcaster and of international repute is basically lumped in with a terrorist organisation, which is an intriguing notion. Apparently they thought long and hard about putting the BBC there, weren't quite sure, maybe we should put it number 4, maybe we should put it number 5, weren't quite sure. Anyway, yes, apparently it was due to the fact that the BBC didn't report a particular anti-Semitic incident in the way that they wanted them to, and that there's an ex-BBC reporter who tweeted some anti-Semitic things, and the fact that very often reporters will talk about Israelis as settlers, which will probably come as news to the Daily Telegraph today. I don't know. I find this stuff, really, on one level it's almost laughable, but at the same time it's really sinister that an organisation such as that can just think with impunity it can get away with it. Well, of course it can, because our glorious government isn't going to say anything to defend the BBC. They're not in the business of doing that at all, are they? So these organisations can come over here and criticise our broadcaster. If you think about very often people that argue about microaggressions, well, some of the stuff that gets listed as anti-Semitic is realistically on the level of microaggressions. It is on the level of looking at me funny. It really is about that sort of status, and yet it is given an awful lot of airtime. And I think it's about time that we said no to that. Okay, if we are going to say that racism is a huge issue, then racism needs to be a huge issue, not just a particular group of people that feel aggrieved whenever anyone looks at them funny, or indeed uses the wrong word to describe people going to settlements. Is that racism? I don't think it is. I'm afraid that's somebody being tetchy about the notion of actually fair reporting. And fair reporting is something that we need to defend.